What you got, Mike, baby?
Salutations everyone, and welcome to my For Glory guide on Little Mac. He's a character. When it comes to Little Mac, there are pretty much two schools of thought. Either A, he's super special, awesome, and amazing, and if you don't think he is, then you're garbage and you're wrong. You just need to know how to play him right. Or, he sucks, bad recovery, gimp, blah blah blah, all the things. Now, there's a little bit of truth to each, obviously. Not a useless character, has some huge strengths, but also probably the biggest weakness in the entire roster in his recovery. Easily the worst, insanely gimpable. He's also kind of light, tied for 39th in weight, so it's not really that difficult to get him off the stage at the appropriate amount of distance to net yourself the kill. And he's really weak in the air. His aerials are kind of garbage. They're all 100% useless, except for Nair to footstool combos and then up B on Donkey Kong. We've all seen it. So while he's pretty much useless in the air, he's insanely strong in the ground. Those are two things that cannot be argued. Garbage in the air, very strong in the ground. Third fastest run in the game, 8th fastest walk in the game, and the guy hits like a tank. He has super armor for days. That's probably his biggest strong suit, is his super armor. Not necessarily the strength, not necessarily the speed, it's the super armor, because this guy is going to get hits that other characters aren't going to be able to get because of the super armor on all of his smash attacks, his neutral special when it's fully charged with the meter, the KO punch that kind of easy to, at least get, and it kills insanely early. One of the strongest attacks in the entire game. I think it's technically the second strongest, I could be wrong. But, kills most characters at 20% or less. It'll kill like a Jigglypuff at 8%, it'll kill like a Yoshi at like 12% or something like that. And the guy hits really strong, and I'm not, trying to cheat you guys out of, taking, the shit against all of the garbage players with the garbage characters. I'm playing a few top tiers and a couple of high tier characters in the game. Granted, they aren't going to be the greatest players in the world, but you're not going to win against the greatest players in the world with Little Mac. He's strong, but he's not that strong. Oh, bait the air dodge and hit him with that up smash. One of the greatest up smashes in the game. Super armor, sweet spot on the ground. It'll hit a grounded opponent, so will the down smash. And when it comes to racking up damage with Little Mac, it's basically, you gotta hit him. You just gotta hit him. But he's a footsies character. Almost everyone plays Little Mac incorrectly, which is why, for most of my joke games, and probably in your own experience playing Smash Brothers online, Little Mac players are absolute garbage. They kind of always have been. On the 3DS, everyone had a problem with him because of how strong he was, but once people learned that, oh, you can put him off of the stage and then he dies, he kind of became a joke, and was really not that much of a threat to begin with. He was, as we know, when Nintendo released the data, he had the lowest win percentage out of every single character in the roster on the 3DS. And then he got that nerf, his side B didn't get as much recovery, and people are like, oh man, if he didn't get nerfed, he would be so amazing. It's like, no, it doesn't change what Little Mac is. And that tippered forward tilt getting countered, that is going to kill, because that's a strong attack, and he was at 100%. So, even with the changes that they made to Little Mac, the small nerfs that he got, it doesn't change his strengths, it doesn't change his weaknesses, it doesn't change his bad matchups. So, what does he have? He's got awesome tilts. Up tilt, you can combo, and then you can bait into a couple of things. Down tilt, great starter, and chaining. Oh, just slowly walk up, bridge the gap, and get the KO punch. KO punch gives Little Mac a puncher's chance. That's one of his strengths. It doesn't matter who he's facing, he has the super armor and the damage and that jab to rack up the damage, and using all of his powerful smash attacks to net a kill, and you'll always have the KO punch that can also net you a guaranteed kill. Not as quite as good as, Wario's fart, because it doesn't have as many uses, and you lose it when you die, but you can get it, twice in the game, more so than you could with the waft. And it is a little bit stronger as well. Well, not quite as useful. As you can see, it can decide an entire game, and that's one of the things that you have to watch out for Little Mac. It's one of the strengths that you have to take advantage of, in that he can pretty much beat everybody. Granted, he has terrible matchups. All the top tiers destroy him. All the high tiers destroy him. And a lot of the mid tiers destroy him. Not saying that he's like, you know, bottom of the barrel worst character in the game. But if you say like, oh, maybe he's like 15th, 16th just because he's so strong, I don't think is that fair to say. Up special, kind of good. You know, you can get some kills with it at high percents, and if they're, oh, bait the counter and hit him with the up special. So, like, you can't, like, Sheik, fantastic matchup against Little Mac because her fair out-prioritizes everything and it can carry him off stage. Luigi, Mario, they combo him to death. He's a fast faller and has 0 approaches coming back from the air. His aerials are garbage and have tiny little hitboxes with no combo potential to speak of. And then you have like other characters like that just do so much knockback, like Ike. Just a few hits and Little Mac cannot recover. Rosalina, her jab, her forward tilt, her dash attack. Too much for Little Mac to cover, but ooh, if you give me that opening and I can punish that landing with the KO punch and take the lead, that's something that Little Mac, you know, while he has terrible matchups, like I mentioned, Kirby, King DDD, they can swallow him and take him off stage. Instant death, nothing you can do about it. If you get swallowed anywhere near the ledge by DDD or Kirby, it's game over. Absolutely, there's no counter to it. There just isn't. He doesn't have the vertical recovery, he doesn't have the horizontal recovery, he does, and his jumps are garbage as well. If you catch Little Mac without a jump, but he still has the recovery, all you have to do is hit him with an aerial, and the dude's dead. He's just straight up dead. Counter towards the ledge, it'll get him killed. Side B, it'll get him killed. We all know how to destroy Little Mac, and so many people are wise to the matchup. But if you know how to play Little Mac correctly, then that knowledge that your enemies will have against the Little Mac will be able to use against them, because they're going to expect you to be a rushdown. Little Mac is not a rushdown character. He is a terrible neutral game. A lot of people like, oh, dash attack, so amazing, side B over projectiles. But if you miss that side B, if you don't time it absolutely perfectly, you'll get destroyed. If you dash attack on a shield grab, you're gone. So as you've seen me time and time again, week after week, destroy Little Macs because they're way too aggressive and they come at you from the ledge, then they get wrecked. With Little Mac, you gotta stay at the middle of the stage and take advantage of his amazing ground game. Take advantage of his speed, of his awesome foxtrot. The dude's a footsie's character. It requires perfect pivoting to make him the greatest character that he can be. Neutral special, I feel like a lot of people don't use enough for the mix-up. You can cancel it if they shield or if they jump. You can time it correctly, and is a good idea for punishing recoveries back to the stage. And there's the up special right at the ledge. Pikachu, not the heaviest character in the game, and so that can net you some kills. It's not going to be the greatest thing for racking up damage. You can get punished even if you do land it, but if they're at kill percent and you got some rage and you catch them out of shield with that up special, it's going to net you a kill, so it's pretty good. Not the greatest recovery in the world, but not the worst at up special killing when it comes to the rest of the roster as well. And Pikachu just didn't want to fight me anymore. There's another top tier in the dust. Now I'm going to go against the Duck Hunt, which is another thing that Little Mac will struggle against, projectile users. You saw me take out the Link. You had to be aggressive, and you know, if they don't know the matchup that well, even if they know it a little bit, as long as you're patient and quiet and you keep resetting the attack, you can have some pretty good matches. And there, as you can see, I'm using the neutral special because it's got a ton of super armor on charge up. A lot of people either don't recognize this or don't take advantage of it, so you can use it to punish landings or to just be a mix-up against your opponent. That Duck Hunt he goes a little bit too low, scared of my down smash, fantastic at the ledge. All of his smash attacks are amazing. I don't think I need to sing their praises, but down smash, amazing at the ledge, hits on both sides, can kill on either hit. You know, all of his smash attacks have between 4 and 8 frames of super armor. Oh, I got a landing spot for you right there, Duck Hunt. Take a seat and a punch, and that is the end of that for you. So here I'm going against a Roy. There was a lot of Roys this week. I don't know why that is. It's just like every week there's one character that just shows up all the time. You know, a couple weeks ago it was Ness and Lucas. A couple weeks before that it was Mario. Like last week it was I don't even remember who it was last, but this week it was a bunch of Roys all the time. So, you know, just use the damage to your beneficiary. There's the super armor on the up smash, hitting the sweet spot, punishing that landing. That's something that a little Mac can do. Either on the ledge, which, you know, isn't the safest thing to do in the world, but if you know what you're doing, and you know how to time your down smashes and your forward smashes, and punish bitches, there, Roy just cannot recover. I don't even need that KO punch. I'm just going to throw it out anyways. And here's the joke game. I know most of my joke games are against the Little Mac, so I decided to step it up a notch this week. Just kidding, I don't know why players do that. Hundreds of thousands of people do that, and I have no idea why. So yes, the joke game this week is going to be against the Little Mac, but I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on it this week. I decided to rope-a-dope this guy. Little Mac's a boxer, so I decided, let's go rope-a-dope. Let's give this Little Mac player the idea that I'm just going to get destroyed. I don't know how to play Little Mac. I don't know how to fight against the Little Mac. I'm just going to get in and get my ass beat. But no, I'm going to tire him out, get the KO punch, and then just wreck his shit. Because, you know, as I've mentioned, and as you've seen in many of my videos, and I'm sure of other people's videos too, people just cannot play Little Mac. You know, really bad players, they'll use him because of the raw power. They'll get kills that they otherwise wouldn't earn. Here I am just being patient. Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, come up and grab me. I have no idea. Oh, here I go. Now I got him the KO percent, and I just gotta wait for it, and punish that landing. KO punch. That's all you need. And here in the second stock, I'm going to, you know, I'm probably not going to survive. Little Mac is a terrible matchup against Little Mac just because of the knockback. So I'll go ahead and take that reset. And now we're back right where we started. Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing. Here, I'll get some punches in. Oh no. Oh man, you're really wrecking my shit now. I'm just going to rope-a-dope this guy, take the damage, make sure I unlock the KO punch before he does, and just take advantage. I'm the one in white, by the way. This wasn't our first match, and I don't like it when people use the same colors. It can be kind of confusing. So, oh, here we go. Got the KO punch. Back to the stage. You know, be patient with the KO punch. You can do the forward tilt, which is amazing. You can forward tilt in the KO punch. You can just slowly walk up and take him out. You know, bridge the gap to where either you're going to trade your punches or your jabs or what have you, your forward tilts, and then slowly walk up, bridge the gap, and unleash it, because you do get a few frames of super armor. Just make sure, don't use the KO punch in the air. It's pretty useless. Only use it on the ground. That's where it's strong, that's where you're going to get kills, and that's where you're going to be able to take advantage of your puncher's chance. Every Little Mac has a puncher's chance if they can play the matchup right, and here we are against a Sheik, which is a great matchup against every character because she's, you know, the top in the game right now. But with Little Mac, that fair has just so much priority, and, you know, gotta be wary of that bouncing fish. You know, that's gonna get a kill on any Little Mac at any percent, even if you have all your jumps. It's just a bad matchup for Little Mac. So here I'm gonna try to make my KO punch land. Oh, no, I'm gonna whiff it right there. Couldn't reverse it in time, but that's all right. Playing as Little Mac all week, it's not incredibly hard. Granted, with big, strong, heavy-hitting characters like Ike or Ganondorf or Little Mac, you can beat probably half of the players that you face on For Glory, just because they're not experienced with their character or they don't know the matchup. Most people know the matchup against Little Mac because Little Mac is still one of the most used characters in the game. He's definitely top 2 in my experience. Mario and Little Mac are 1 and 2. I don't know who I face the most. I would probably guess Little Mac is the character that I fight the most, so I know the matchup well. I know the weaknesses, but after playing Little Mac for a while, it's not hard to learn the strengths of him as well. There's all of his smash attacks are just unbelievable. When it comes to getting the damage, you got frame 1 jab. You have an amazing forward tilt. You have a great up tilt that you can combo. You can feign and bait your opponent into a lot of things, but it really comes down, for the most part, to your footsies gameplay. Being in the right position at the right time. Perfect pivoting your forward tilts, starting combos with the down tilt, staying out of the air no matter what in most cases. Your fair just doesn't have great priority, and then the up tilts into the KO punch, and Sheik is a bye-bye. So anyways, Little Mac, tons of weaknesses, a couple of really, really good strengths. He has really bad matchups. If you can learn how to use him correctly, stay away from the ledge, and make that punch, every punch you throw, count, you could potentially beat a lot of players. But he's still not a fantastic character. His weaknesses are just too weak, in my opinion. All of the high tiers and the top tiers wreck him, and a lot of the mid tiers do as well. but he's very, very strong, and he can win a lot of fights just off of the strength of his punches. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think about the little bruiser from the Bronx. Next week, by popular demand, will be Luigi. If you would like to see another character after that, all the ones on screen I have covered, except for the ones that you do not see a thumbnail for. If you would like to see any of those, they are in the playlist, which will be in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.